Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Someone recently left a comment on a video of mine asking if I could do a tutorial on something that they noticed I do a lot of in my lead playing, which is to slide in and out of the flat 5 interval found in the blues scale. The flat 5 is the note that makes the blues scale the blues scale. Without it, you'd just be playing the minor pentatonic scale. And in case you don't know what the blues scale looks like when compared to the minor pentatonic, here is a side-by-side comparison. So what I like to do with the blues scale is really exploit that flat 5 by utilizing it in licks with lots of slides. And in these licks, I'll usually be targeting the 4th of the scale, but I'll make a quick stop off at the flat 5 before I get to the 4th. If you don't know what any of that means, don't worry, I'm going to demonstrate it in a lick just now. So here's what that same lick sounds like without the slide from the flat 5 to the 4th. And with it, it sounds like this. To my ears, that's much better. It adds a bluesy edge to the sound, and it prevents it from sounding like I'm just descending the scale mindlessly. If you don't know what I mean by things like 4th and flat 5, those are intervals, and I know that some of you watching will already know what those are, so feel free to skip ahead to the time code on screen. But if you don't know what they are, I'll provide a brief explanation for now. So an interval is the space between two notes. Of course, some of these spaces are bigger than others, so there are different terms used to describe intervals of different sizes. For example, the smallest possible interval is called a minor second, and on one string, that would be the distance of one fret. For example, A to B flat. Then the next interval up from there would be a major second, the distance of two frets, for example, A to B. Then from there you would go through thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, and sevenths, which I'm not going to go in depth on in this video because I want to get back to showing you licks using that flat 5 interval. So when I talk about the 4th in the blues and minor pentatonic scales, what am I talking about? Well, the minor pentatonic scale is a 5-note scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From a larger 7-note scale called the natural minor scale, which looks and sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the minor pentatonic is basically a condensed 5-note version of this, and it's specifically taking the root, also called the 1, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 7th from the natural minor scale. And the blues scale is pretty much the same thing, but with an additional note between the 4th and the 5th called the flat 5. So the 4th in the key of A is the note D. The flat 5 is a semitone higher. And if you know where the 4th is in every position of the scale, then it will be easy for you to start creating licks of your own using the 4th as a target note and adding in cool, bluesy slides with the flat 5. But not only will you be able to create them, you'll be able to transfer them to various positions of the scale in different areas of the fretboard. For example, here's that same lick that we started with, but in other positions of the blues scale. We started here. We could do it here, or up here, or even higher than that. So with regards to the technical aspect of playing this, the slide is from fret 8 to 7 on the G string. You want to strike that flat 5 on fret 8 and immediately slide down to fret 7, which is the 4th of the scale, so that the flat 5 is barely hurt. Hear how rapid that is? So if you're interested in learning how to do that, how to replicate a lick in any area of the fretboard with confidence, then check out the link in the description. That's a 50% off coupon for my online course, Bulletproof Guitar Player. It teaches you exactly how to do this from the ground up, meaning you'll start by learning the notes of the fretboard, along with a bunch of other very useful music theory concepts that guitar players can actually use to improve their playing. You'll learn about the construction of the blues scale, as well as other scales, and you'll learn how to play it all over the neck in any key. And once you've put the work in and practiced all of those things, you'll find that you have the tools you need in order to be able to take a certain lick and instantly visualize and replicate it in other areas of the fretboard. Okay, before I go, I'm gonna give you guys one more lick that you can use to practice flat 5 slides with. It's a 3-octave repeating lick, which means it's basically the same lick, but played 3 times, each time in a lower octave. And it goes like this. So as previously mentioned, this is a 3-octave repeating lick, which means you're playing the same group of notes, but just in different octaves. And 3 different octaves, 3 different positions of the neck. Let's just focus on the first part, which is in fact the only part really, because it's just repeating in different positions, but we'll get to that. You're around the 10th fret on the high E string. So pick that. Now that note there, that's the 4th, that's the note D. You're then going to slide up to the flat 5, which is on fret 11, and then slide back down to fret 10. So you're going 4th, flat 5, 4th, and then 8, and then 10, pull off to 8 on the B string. Now the important part to get here is the actual rhythm of those slides. I'm not going... Those slides are actually, they're so fast that they're grace notes. They're technically borrowing from the note value of this 4th here. So what I just did there was play it without the grace notes, without the slides. So basically without the slides it's going... If I add those slides in, it sounds like this. So you can hear that those slides are they're just borrowing from the time I spend playing this note. So that's the lick, basically. And we do that in 3 octaves. So that was it on the high E and B string. You can play it on the G and D string. That's around, you would start at fret 7 on the G. And then you can do the same thing on the A and low E strings. So that would be on fret 5. But what I do is I connect them all with additional slides. So I'll do this. So hopefully you could hear that. What's happening there is I'm playing the lick, and instead of just jumping down, what I do is this. Oh, let's do that again. So that's a slide from fret 9 to 7 on the G string. So that's borrowing from the note value here. And then you slide up and do the rest of the lick. So you pick fret 9. Don't pick fret 7 when you slide down to it, because you've already picked the G string. And you only need to pick it once there. And then do the same thing when you move down to the final octave. And in that case, that would be fret 7 to fret 5 on the A string. Fret 7 to fret 5. And then you can finish on the low E. So the whole lick goes like this. Now, this is a good exercise to practice, especially if you're someone that's new to playing slides at such a rapid pace, playing grace note slides, essentially. Back to what I was talking about earlier about the rhythm of that. So before you attempt the whole 3-octave thing, just try practicing it in 1 octave to begin with and making sure that you're getting that rhythm. And be sure to just take it at a tempo that allows you to get that rhythm correct. If you end up doing this, then that kind of eliminates the whole point of doing fast slides, because then they're just, they're given their own note values in the bar, and that's not really what you want. You want them to be grace notes. It's totally okay to just focus on getting 1 octave down at a time. In fact, you could even just practice doing this initially. So that's just literally just sliding between those 2 notes, the 4 and the flat 5. So you can just practice that to get the rhythm of the grace notes first, and then you can start to add in all the... Okay, so there you have it, a useful exercise for practicing those flat 5 mini grace note rapid slides that you can start using in your blues and rock playing. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. As always, please give me suggestions for future content that you'd like to see on this channel in the comment section below. If you learned something from this video, please do give it a thumbs up below and click subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys in the next one.